quite amazing, isn't it, really? Yeah. I think as well, a lot of the time, the way that you are as a person goes into what defines you as a martial artist,
That's
rather
very,
than
very true.
just skill.
That's very, very true.
And I think people misinterpret it as just sometimes kicking and punching.
Yeah.
It's a lot more than that,
Oh my
really.
God, the martial arts has got so much more to offer. It's given me incredible experiences and turned me into the person I'd like to think I'm a nice person now that I am today. And I met some incredible people, lovely people, some very, very tough people, but you would never think they could destroy you in a heartbeat. But such lovely people to sit and have lunch with and talk.
Yeah. I was watching an interview the other day about martial artists, and they said a quote of something like, people who have swords and know how to use them but keep them sheathed will inherit the world.
Absolutely correct.
Do you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that.
So, would you agree with the statement that you have to be a monster but know how to control it, and that's where the virtue comes in?
I wouldn't say a monster, because that's not for everybody. That requires some very, very, very tough training to get to that point. I would say you need to be competent. You need to be listening to what you're taught, and just really put all the practices you're taught in and train it. I've always had that saying in my head, and I've got it from books and from my instructors. How you train is how you'll be in an encounter. And if you don't train, this is almost like Jeff Thompson type talking as well. A great respect to him.
Yeah.
If you train it, you've got a chance. If you don't train it, you just do shapes and you're not really thinking it and feeling the moment. You might struggle if you have a real encounter. You might never have an encounter ever in your life, but God help you if you do, if you haven't put some serious training in.
Yeah, definitely. And funny you should mention books, because since I've been training, you've always encouraged me to go and, get outside sources and bring them in, and books especially. And I know my library's grown massively. I never read books until your influence.
Excellent.
So what was a massive, defining book to you? What was something that really, it took you and you had to apply it to your training? How did it change your training?
Oh my God, so easy to answer. C.W. Nicole, Moving Zen. Absolutely life-changing. I read it. My other good friend, such as yourself, but my other good friend, Jerry, has read it also. And it's just a fantastic story of training in Japan. And I've never trained in Japan. And it's a tough, tough journey he had, training in judo and training in karate, and then finally being beasted in both, having to choose one over the other. But it's fantastic. I recommend anybody who's in martial arts, any martial art, doesn't matter, read that.
Yeah.
Karate is a Way to Gentleness. Fantastic book.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a great book, I think, because for me as well, it has a lot of that spiritual aspect to it as well.
Absolutely.
And I love that, because everyone has different goals.
Yeah.
And it's not your traditional, is it? It's not your sort of typical sort of book. He describes just a simple summer's day in Japan, and you can just imagine.
You're almost there, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's brilliantly written.
Yeah, definitely get consumed by it when you're reading it.
I recommend everybody should read that.
Yeah, definitely.
Who's in martial arts.
So talking about aims in martial arts, what's been your ultimate aim?
Just to be the best person I can be. I've seen some bad practices over the years. I won't name anybody. I've seen some very bad practices. And just as you coach, and you got a responsibility to children, older children, adults, etc., older adults, just to be the best you can be and give them the best you can give. And isn't that true of anybody that you see stuff? We're always a bit like Quentin Tarantino, watched thousands of films, became a fantastic filmmaker. It's the same in martial arts. When you go through your journey, you see good stuff, you see bad stuff, just like the Bruce Lee thing. You take what the best and you discard what's not good and pretty bad. Yeah. And that's it, really. So that's what I've gained from it. Just to give the best I can possibly give, make myself the best in martial artist I can be. Obviously, I'm older now. I can't compete. I can't compete with flipping 21-year-olds. They can run rings around me. But I've still got a wealth of knowledge I can pass on that's been taught to me, and just get the best out of people.